guys, good morning. Welcome to the podcast. I've got a very special guest, somebody that's spoken to my life and done a lot for me, both personally and business-wise. And so I'd like to introduce Kim Davis to the podcast.
Good
Welcome.
morning.
So we wanted to talk, Kim and I talk on the phone quite often, try to help a little bit with the coaching and stuff. And so I wanted to really bring her on and get some of her points of view and some of the mastery that she's shared with me, bring it on here. But I also wanted to get her backstory because, if you've seen people like I have, you can't get somebody to this level of success without going through a lot. So give me a little bit of how you started, your childhood, your background, that kind of deal.
Born and raised downtown McKinney, and my father died when I was a very young kiddo. I was a freshman in high school, and seeing my mom having to be a single parent mother and provide for me. I was the only one left at home at that time. So seeing her grit, seeing her wake up first thing in the morning, and seeing the fact that she really didn't have to tell me no about a lot of the basics that every child would want in their life. So seeing her provide, I think, was a huge it was huge meaning for my life, just seeing her as an example about getting out there and making it happen for our household and keeping our house and making sure that we had all of our basic needs met. So that was a huge aha for me to see my mother go through that.
What a legacy. So
yeah,
product of legacy that we talk about so much. That's awesome.
Without a doubt.
So what got you into real estate?
So real estate, I turned it down. I was in college and not really wanting to be a teacher, going to school and having other little part-time jobs. I was working for Mobil Oil. I applied for a position out in Stonebridge Ranch in McKinney, and I wasn't going to take the position because honestly, my mindset was on, wow, this is a beautiful luxury neighborhood, and I grew up in a low income, moderate, I would say, lifestyle in downtown McKinney. So walking into this place, it was really a bold move to walk in there looking for a job because I read that there was an opportunity they were hiring. So I ended up talking to this lady, and she said, hey, you're well-spoken, you have a great energy for real estate, and you're very open-minded and diverse. I want to hire you. And I thought, okay, well, let me get back with you. And she's like, $13 an hour in 1998 is not something you walk away from, Kimberly Davis. And I said, well, I don't know that I really want to deal with a bunch of rich people and have to be entertaining that group. And she says, but again, it's $13 an hour. So I called her back that afternoon, and of course I turned down the job. And so I got back home, and she had called my mother, and she told my mother that I had just turned down $13 an hour, and that she was going to work around my college, courses to make sure I was still able to go to school. So next thing you know, I went back to take the job, and I learned understood real estate as far as seeing real estate agents' success and seeing their behaviors, meeting clients from all over the world at headquarters, coming from headquarters in Plano, looking to build beautiful homes in downtown, in McKinney area in the Stonebridge Ranch. So that's kind of how I modeled it. But I still graduated, still finished up with my teacher's degree, and went to teach for about a year, but I then ran into real estate in 1999.
Okay.
So that was the beginning of me going into the real estate business right after that. And I've not looked back, so I've now been in it for 18 years.
18 years, wow. So
yeah.
So tell me, and we've talked a little bit, just to let our viewers know, we've talked a little bit about the disruption that's happening in real estate and how, every so often there's a changing of the guard, right? And the older real estate, or any older for that matter, kind of, they keep stuck in their same ways, but you have to adapt and modify. And so tell me some of the steps you guys are doing and how you guys are really changing young people's lives, because I know there's so much negativity around millennials, and I combat that. Some of the stuff that we hear about entitlement, and we've talked about how that's really the previous generation's fault, but you're doing something a little different in sewing into them. So tell us more about that.
Well, we have a platform, basically a 30, 60, 90 is what we call it. And when we basically take these younger millennials through the program, and we've seen some huge outcome. Like I had a young man on our team that was 20 years of age that was making up to $80,000 on our team.
Wow.
And and it's not about the money. It's about finding someone that has a big enough why. This young man was an exceptional young kiddo, and he desired to be more than his dad wanted him to work for an air conditioning company, and he knew that he had the ability of speaking to people, talking to people. He felt as if he was able to really push towards being more of a communicator. So joining our organization, we helped push him through the training program to just learn how to, he was the first one here every day because he had grit when it comes down to just finding someone that has the ability of grit that would want to work, right? Mm-hmm. So I took that into training him on the language of real estate and to talking to people about real estate. And now this young man is probably going to do a $25-35 million worth of production. Wow. So after seeing that being successful about 2.5 years ago, we now have taken other millennials to the same program and seeing these young people are selling $1 million of real estate, on a monthly basis. And wow. Just because it's accountability, right? Yeah. It's accountability, having something. Real estate is not complicated. People that have either in real estate sometimes are not even college educated. Mm-hmm. It's discipline. It's being, able to be somewhere and to learn a language and to have people trust you and having some ethics there. So pushing people through, their desire to be more, because mm-hmm. you have to have that. I can't, mold someone to want more. You have to want more for yourself. So I think that's, so when I find those young people that want more for themselves and they're willing to be vulnerable to say, hey, I'm going to be dedicated to, I do it, we do it, you do it. That's our whole plan. I do it, we do it, you do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let me ask you, I know you've grown quite a bit even since so I want to preface this with just a plain shout out. So Kim came in and we decided to sell our house, and so actually her team got me on the phone, which if you've ever cold called me is next to impossible. I mean, it really is next.
Yes.
There was about a miracle there, and so we agreed to come in. I wanted to see what the house was worth because I had my idea of what I wanted to sell for.
Sure.
But then she came in, spoke with me blunt and transparent, which is how I roll. But instead of just doing what she had to do to get the sale, she laid it out to me and then exceeded the expectations. And I think that's probably what drew me to us doing other stuff besides just selling my house, was that, we said 30 days and I think it was 21 or 19. It was, I know within the first week you had an offer and all that happened, but within 21 days my house was closed. And mm-hmm. so for me, your sense of excellence was something that I identified with. How are you, or what are you looking for expansion? Because I know you guys have expanded a bunch, but how are you? What's the criteria you looking for?
Well, it's people. It's people that really love leadership, when they've had good leadership and they love the thought of helping others. So finding, I think, people obviously that love coming from contribution, mm-hmm. and as they come from contribution, teaching them the actual model of our system that works. And then obviously they have to be willing, after they have been taught it, to teach it to someone else. Right.
Awesome.
So someone that's cultural, that is a cultural fit for our organization, and our organization is so full of just sharing. It's a sharing philosophy. We do TED Talk on Fridays. Just wow. Everything's about really helping others. And so as long as you're finding people that really want to help others, mm-hmm. we're none of us, some of us are not raised that way, right? So we don't understand making life bigger than ourselves, right?
So it's a people before profit mindset.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
People that are servers that just really want to help serve others, and the sellers like yourself, they identify with such.
Absolutely.
And if you're committed, you're ethical, and you're a worker, people will hire you. And then of course real estate is a great return on the investment.
And so what's their cap out? I mean, is there any limitations on what they can earn?
No, that's the one thing I love about real estate, and mm-hmm. that was what attracted me me, I was like, how is this woman paying me $13 an hour? And I'm 22 at the time. No, there's no lid in real estate. It's what you make of it. I have some of these people now that are coming back to me saying, Kim, but I found this opportunity, and if you invest in this opportunity for $15,000, we may get a return in $60,000 in 3 months. So you can eventually use your income to flip properties, but you can use your best self to create an opportunity for your career in selling. You can sell anywhere from, our average price point in North Texas areas, we're selling $300,000 homes, right?
I know.
So, right? And one sale can be a commission check of $9,000, right?
Wow.
So it's what you then do with that wealth, right? So then it's like, okay, I have no debt. Some of these young people don't have student loans, right? And so when they're in that position, they are right off the bat buying real estate, their first investment, right? So, but more importantly, you're able to, go from being an agent that focuses on buyers, or you can be an agent that focuses on listings. So it's just a matter of, whatever is, you got to find that person and find out what's best for them, and then help guide them into seeing, how to grow their best selves. But there is no absolute lid in real estate. You can sell up to $1 million worth of real estate, or literally up to $100 million in real estate. It's just a matter of what you want to focus on and who you want to become.
So what would you tell somebody, because I've got several viewers, I'm already thinking of people I'm sending to you, but I got several viewers that are fast food workers. They're stuck in what I call a dead end job.
Sure.
And I call it dead end because they're not happy.
Right.
And so for their life, it's dead end. What would you tell them to even make them consider something like real estate?
I feel like real estate, working with a team like ours, it's like I tell everyone that comes in here, it's a matter of coming to get your PhD. And when you have the time that you can dedicate to yourself, you'd be surprised on what you can do within 60 days with a platform like ours to create selling real estate literally and being in a sold transaction in 60 to 90 days. So I think step number one is the educational platform and what it costs to get into real estate. You're talking about $2,000 to $3,000 just to get your license. And so you have so many people that are going out to get a college education and spending $20,000 a year. So minimum, to me, right, are you willing to bet on yourself, right? Number one, to get your license and to then give all of yourself to a training program and dedicate the time and energy. And then B, on our team, there's positions for like inside sales associates, where we have people that have worked at Starbucks, early morning risers, people with a lot of high energy that like people. They come in and learn this language in 30 days, and then they're making appointments which turn into sales within 3 months, 4 months, 6 months trajectory, and they become managers. There's other opportunities in real estate.
So it's almost a developmental program, right?
Oh, without a doubt. So there's many positions that you can hold in real estate, from administration to sales. But in our case, for the program of real estate, you can go into the sales piece, or as well as focusing on becoming managerial and help grow an empire around the Metroplex here with us with the expansion programs for the future.
So for the people that are watching, how do they get in touch with you?
Basically, just give me a call. Obviously, my website, you can go to our email at kim@kimcan.com is our email address. Or obviously, I can put a little tag on here to get
we'll get
a telephone number.
As always,
well.
Richard's the guru behind the camera, so we'll have him put all the tags and things in there. I highly suggest, if you guys are looking for a different career, heck, I'll even be as transparent to tell you I'm taking the internet courses and going through real estate just because I want to know. I mean, if she can do it, and she's prodded me quite a bit with all my other ventures to look into real estate, because it's something I would like to do eventually at some point. But get in touch with Kim. She's always available, always open. We talk multiple times during the week. Get in touch with her and just see if it's for you. Just take it for a test drive. See if it's something that you like. It's better than flopping whoppers at Burger King, or being stuck at a dead-end job.
Very true.
I know you got your teaching degree, which is far from dead end. I went into occupational health and safety and have a degree, and neither one of us are using it for anything we do.
Thank God I didn't spend $100,000 in debt with student loans.
But imagine,
yes.
And I don't knock school. Obviously, my parents are school teachers, and I've got kids that school's very important.
Right.
But imagine taking the time that you did in college and putting it into what you're actually doing now.
Right.
Or saving that time, building time, and being a time builder versus a time taker.
Right.
I mean, for me, that's my understanding of realty.
Right.
And so.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, look at these television shows in the middle of the night. I mean, some of these programs that they're selling in the middle of the night are $3,000 and $4,000 on how to be a millionaire overnight. To me, I think that's another misperception in that, it's a journey. And, the more you can focus on, the fundamentals of the business of real estate, then going into becoming a master at it, those are those agents that are out there that are, living those big lives that are, then turning into buying commercial buildings and then buying more residential. I mean, so it's as large as you want to be, you want to make it. But I think the overnight secrets of success is so played out. So this is about working to something that becomes bigger, but it's, not everybody can handle coming in and working, and it's the same routine every day that we do. We do the same boring routines every day with talking to people and servicing people, but it's done consistently, creating momentum, right?
Yep.
Then momentum that fertilizes opportunity, and you look up and that's 25 home sales to 150 home sales to 300 home sales. Be a part of something that's bigger, and then of course it's something that you will always need. I have people that will always divorce, people that will always need a larger house, people that will downsize to go into assisted livings that our grandparents are moving into. So real estate is not going anywhere.
And as we were talking off camera, it's been an 8-year ride of a great market.
Right.
And so, without being negative, it's only a matter of time before that recession or that adjustment happens. But there's not a whole lot of that adjustment really in real estate because there's only so much of it.
Right.
And so if you guys are looking, and I talk to a lot of millennials that are, the crash is coming, we're saving cash for this, we're saving cash for that, and they think they're going to have that 20 cents on a dollar buy. Probably not going to happen, but at least not in the real estate market. Maybe tech market, other markets. But the real estate has really only seen just a few crashes, and that was because of other crashes.
Oh yeah. People will always have to have a home. An apartment community will always have to rent a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom. And when you look at the rental rates going for $1,300 on a 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom, when you're able to, no matter what, how we look at this, go and buy that same size home that may be 1,500 square feet that can give you that same type of a payment of $1,500 a month. Some of the millennials that we work with now that are buying the property because they make decent money, then they're renting out their room to a buddy that doesn't want to do anything, and they now have equity position and they're locking into great interest rates, and no matter what, there's a 30-year amortization chart. And that is up to you to pay that principal down. Yeah. But real estate will continuously go up no matter what. It's going to always, everything self-corrects. And right now we're seeing a self-correction just because of affordability is a big factor. However, you always will have to have a place to live, regardless.
Exactly. All right, guys, you heard it from what I call a guru. I mean, she's taught me a ton just in the 4 or 5 months we've been around each other. Get a hold of her. Let's go out and see if we can't change your life as well.
That's
Until next time. Yep.
Awesome.
Until next time, we'll see you later.